afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff GrantMEDIA, and today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the Triple Aught Design Axiom S2 WX Pack. Now, Triple Aught Design did send me this pack as a sample for review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I do not share this content with the TAD prior to publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying the Axiom or anything else from TAD, please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small percentage of that sale kicked back to me. All of the money goes back into the channel to help buy more products, to do reviews, to help consumers make informed purchasing decisions. All right, so now we have been using this sexy wax pack for a few weeks, and I will say right off the bat, I am very, very pleased with what I am getting out of this bag and how it is working out for me. So this is WX, and the name is a wax pack. This is a 19-liter wax bag made in the US of A. Now the Axiom S2 WX comes in at $395 USD. It is available in both black and dark oak. As I mentioned, this is a 19-liter pack, or roughly 1160 cubic inches. It is 3.6 pounds. It features a teak wax shell that starts out as a 12-ounce duck canvas that comes out to be about 16.6 ounces post-waxing. It features a 500D core Duraliner, Haplon attachment loops, YKK Urtex water-resistant zippers, closed cell cross-link poly foam for the padding of the shoulder straps and back panel. It fits a 16-inch laptop, and it is cut and sewn in the USA. So the pack overall, it seems pretty unassuming. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a lot going on. It can blend in a lot of different environments. I personally work in an office building. That's where I've been carrying this bag. But it actually has a lot of well thought out, very nice features built into this bag that can take this from the office into the field very, very quickly. Now, the admin panel doubles as your EDC admin panel, but you can organize tools, different sets of things inside here very easily. You have internal access both to the main body of the bag and to the laptop. We have an extra, what I'm calling the internal water bottle sleeve here. We have a QA pocket. We have a lot of features that are built into this bag. But we're gonna start with the one thing that I'm gonna say is a point of note. I don't wanna say it's a negative, but the harness of the bag. And this is something I noticed right away when I put the bag on. The harness of this bag seems to be a little bit wide, but it is a very, very simple fix. You simply adjust the load lifters and the length of the straps, and it pulls that in quite a bit. I will say, once these adjustments are made, it does feel a tad bit wider than some other harnesses I've used, but honestly, after like a day or two, it's completely unnoticeable. But it was something that I noticed right away, and someone else had actually commented in my unboxing video that I was like, I thought I was losing my mind, but yes, I totally agree with you. So it is something to make note of. And honestly, that's the only thing that I have to make note of on this bag. Everything else I find to be a very, very great feature. And the very first thing I want to talk about, and that is going to be these YKK Urtex zippers. These are so incredibly smooth. I absolutely love these zippers. Generally, I do not like any type of AquaGuard zippers. I won't go as far to say I hate them, but I really, really dislike them. And that's because they generally take a very long time to break in, and when they do, they still get hung up on corners. But these are butter smooth from the jump. I have not had any issues with these zippers at all. And the fact that they are a matte finish, I like the way that looks, period, but I think that works really, really well with the wax bag. Just the matte finish of the zippers works well with the look of the bag. They operate like butter. So incredibly happy with these zippers. Prime choice for this bag. So zippers get a positive check right off the bat. I noticed that as soon as I did the unboxing, as soon as I was manipulating any of the zippers, every single one of them operated so smoothly, just like butter. I was so surprised. I expected them to stick. Not a single one did, and not a single one has in the testing of this bag. Another thing that I made note of in my unboxing video that I said would probably break in because it was just the material was the shoulder straps. And I was right, they are very, very pliable. And I said this in my unboxing, that the straps themselves, they're very pliable, they have plenty of flex to them, but I found them to be a little bit stiff, and that was just because the material was brand new. It's wax, so it made it a little bit stiffer. Really, a couple of days breaking that wax and wearing it in. This is a high touch point. You're touching both of the shoulder straps every day when you're putting the bag on. And I will say the right is definitely a little bit softer, more broken in because I'm right-handed. And if I'm only gonna single shoulder sling it, I'm grabbing with the right hand and I'm holding it. So the right is a little bit softer, a little bit more broken in, but overall the straps broken very quickly, very nicely. And now they're incredibly pliable, just like the Scout was. And I think I even said this in the unboxing, that the Scout, same padding, they had a little bit more flex than this because the 500D Cordura nylon in the Scout was less stiff than the wax material in the Axiom. So shoulder straps, awesome. Zippers, amazing. But how have I been using this bag? So I've been using this daily as my EDC bag. I don't think I've taken my car to work in the past couple of weeks. It's been hot, it's been humid. We've had a couple of rains here or there, but for the most part, it's been clear enough that I've been able to take the ruckus every single day. So this has been on my back daily, and I've worn this over a denim jacket and a leather jacket, and it was incredibly comfortable over both. I will also add that I did not get caught in a heavy rainstorm with this bag, but it did pour pretty substantially. It was just tapering off when I got out of work, so it was a bit of a drizzle with some of the kick up from the back tire, and everything inside the bag stayed completely dry. It didn't get too wet because, again, it was just kind of drizzling, and it all dried off. You probably can't even tell that this bag was wet. All the water, some of it was still beaded off when I got home. Some of it saturated in just a little bit, but nothing got through the bag. Everything inside was completely dry. So in a light rain, it was fine. I have no problems thinking that if I got stuck in a heavy rain, the bag still would have been fine. I missed the rain. I unfortunately missed the rain while I was on the two-wheeled Honda Ruckus. I know generally you want to do that, but I've been kind of wanting to get caught in the rain when I'm testing bags because I want to see how the bags fare in the rain. And I was a little disappointed that I missed the heavy rain, but I still got a little bit on it. It was totally, completely dry. So before we start talking about all the features of the bag, let's show my loadout, because that's the way we're going to empty the bag so we can show you the features. Start right here with the QA pocket. Now this QA pocket is kind of shallow. It's not too deep, but in here is where I keep my work ID. And I've been keeping a GoPro up in here because if you've seen any of my Redline Rally updates, this is what I use to film them. And that's all I have inside this QA pocket. It's not too deep. You can fit a pair of sunglasses in here, maybe a snack or something, but it's just for those quick access items, like I might throw a pen or something in here as well. Inside the admin panel here, fold this down. Oh, I have a lavalier mic that I threw in there. I forgot was in there. I have what I'm gonna take out upside down. It's a parking pass for work because my old one broke on vacation a week or two ago and I have not taken my car. So when I got a new one from HR, I stuck it in the bag and it's been living in there ever since because, well, I forgot it was in there. And then if we go to the front pocket here, we have two flat pouches on top, first aid kit, some other odds and ends. Below that, we have my two Green Room 136 pouches. And then across the front of the pocket, we have some admin organization here. We have a bigger liner pocket that I can fit my hand in. Then we have 4 different slots for pens, pencils, Sharpies, and they are wide enough that you can fit 2 pens per slot. So you can actually fit, you know, like roughly 8 different writing implements there. Back here, we have another little liner pocket where I have some cortisones and whatnot. Here we have 2 of my different, we got a backup journal and then a little one that I make notes of about travel places and things of the like. And we have a zipper pocket back here that I'm not currently using because it does have a D-ring, and this is where I throw my keys while I'm on the Ruckus. So when I'm leaving, I will clip my keys for my office in here and then stick the ignition key in the ignition of the Ruckus. And then I will zip my keys back in this pouch so they stay safe and secure. Also on the front here, we do have 3 little pieces of webbing that are underneath this flap. This flap doesn't have anything else under it. It just covers up these webbing, so it's an attachment point for anything that you want to hang on the outside of the bag. Think like wet shoes, wet gloves, wet jackets, something like that you want to attach via carabiner and let dangle on the outside, because this wax shell is not going to let any of that wet water permeate into the bag and get your stuff wet. So if you don't want to use it, you just kind of fold that over and it just looks like the front seam of the bag, and then you don't have to worry about seeing that when you don't want it. And that is one of the smart features of this bag, that it has some tactical features to it, but they are smartly hidden, so when you're not using them, you don't have to see them, allowing this bag to blend into more scenarios. Then if we want to go to the main body of the bag here, we have a almost complete clamshell. We do have a little bit of a gap before we hit the bottom. So we get basically a full clamshell, but we do have a little bit of a shelf built in here. So in here I have my admin panel, my notebook for when I'm not reading the notes for a video off of it, my tech kit, a bandana. That is something you should have in every single one of your EDC bags, if not in your pocket on your person. A tote bag for those times you need to fit a few extra things in your bag. And then we have these two pockets up front where I have two of my Skin It Solution pound cakes. I have just a couple different odds and ends, some chargers, and then I have like my med pack in here and things of that nature. And then I don't think I have, no, I didn't have anything in the front here. This is where I was sticking my bills, so I knew to pay them, and because it's empty, that means I paid all of my bills. And then if we want to come to the left side of the bag, we have our pocket that will take you to the main body of the bag, and also into the laptop sleeve, which is where I'm currently keeping my tablet. So that's my basic EDC loadout for this bag. Everything fits in here very nicely. Everything has a nice spot to stick it. I still have plenty of room and plenty of places to organize more stuff if I wanted to put it in here. I can still fit incidentals in this bag. I still have plenty of room in the admin compartment to fit admin things, and I have plenty of room in the main body of the bag, plus more organization inside the main body of the bag. And we didn't even hit on all of the features of this bag yet. So let's go ahead and go with that. And I already talked about this a couple times, that this is a wax bag, but it is a dry feeling wax bag. And what do I mean by a dry feeling wax bag? And what I mean by that is the material literally feels dry when you touch it. When you're talking about wax materials, you basically have dry feeling wax or wet feeling wax. And it's just that. If you touch it, it feels dry. If you touch it, it feels wet. And if it's wet, what you're doing is you're feeling the wax on the material. It all comes down to the material that's being waxed, the type of wax that's being used, the way it's being waxed. It really all depends. And even a wet feeling wax bag or jacket will break in over time, and that wax is going to wear away and it's going to come dry. But for something like a backpack that you're handling, you're touching to access and to put on your bag, and you're really touching quite a bit, I like the drier feeling because it doesn't give you that waxy feeling on your fingers. Like, I can feel a little bit of wax on my fingertips, and that's because I'm manhandling this bag. I'm grabbing it, I'm feeling it, I'm rubbing it. But it's not a lot. I don't feel like I need to go wash my hands right away. I'll still touch my face, I'll touch my clothes. I don't feel like I'm transferring wax all over anything. So something like a backpack that you're gonna be touching, handling, and accessing a lot, I like the fact that it is a drier feeling material because I'm touching it quite a bit. Now, not to say that a heavier, wetter feeling wax bag would be bad, but for something that I'm touching, accessing, and using all the time, I prefer it to feel a little bit drier because I don't want to have that wax all over my hands. Now, wet wax materials, they will break in over time. What you're feeling is the wax on top of the material. It's gonna wear in, it's gonna either melt into the bag, it's going to wear off the bag, it's gonna transfer to whatever you touch, it's gonna transfer to you, it's gonna transfer to whatever you're touching, whatever you're setting the bag on or wearing the jacket and touching. But eventually, you will either wear off or wear in that wax, and even a wet feeling wax will feel dry. But I like the fact that this bag is dry right out of the gate because it's allowing me to access and touch it all the time and get into it without having that waxy residue feeling on my fingertips. After that, I want to talk about this admin panel. Now, we actually have quite a bit going on inside this admin panel. We have a lot of built-in organization with all of these different liner pockets. In addition to that, the panel itself, it does have three-dimensional space, so what you put in here is going to have its own space to go outward instead of pushing into the bag, taking up precious space of the internal body of the bag. So we do have all of this organization across the panel with these two like 5-finger wide pockets, and they go down to about 3/4 depth of the bag, a little below this fold. They're pretty decent size. Then you have 4 slots for pens, pencils, Sharpies that you can actually double up on, so you can fit like 8 writing implements inside this bag. And then behind that, we do have this other wider liner pocket that is just as deep as everything else. It's the width of these 4 pen pencil slots, but it's a singular pocket that you can fit a little bit larger items in. Then we have our zipper pocket that goes, I would say it goes to the seam. So it goes to a little below this, so it's about 2/3 the depth of the front admin, and it goes the width of it. And then again, you do have your D-ring inside, which is a little bit hard to see, but we do have a D-ring. It's where I've been personally hanging my keys when I'm on the scooter so I don't lose them. So we have an internal zipper organization pocket where we can stash a few more important things. And then this actually dump pockets down, so we do have the side, so you can actually use this as dump pocket, and it goes all the way down. And then we have this front liner pocket here that actually goes all the way down. Now, one thing about this, you do have to keep in mind what you stick in here, because it does only fold to here. So if you do want to fold this front panel down, you have to be cognizant of what you're sticking here. That's why my organization is kind of like this. So when I have it loaded like this, I can still fold the bag down. I had these, which are a little bit heavier and a little more rigid, so I put these at the bottom because they're going to work the way to the bottom anyway. Then these two lighter pouches, and I can still fold the flap back if I wanted to access the bag. So please be cognizant of the fact that that front liner pocket is almost the full length of that front panel, and you want to load it up, so if you want to still flip to access it, you can do so. Now, sticking with the outside of the bag, we're going to go over to our laptop panel here. So here we have our laptop access that they say you can fit a 16-inch laptop in, and I can attest the fact that a 16-inch laptop does fit in here no problem. Now, we do have some padding on this front piece from the inside of the bag, but the back side is just the frame sheet, so there is no padding on the back side. You're gonna have padding for the back pad, but the laptop is not gonna have any back padding right here. Now, I don't personally carry my laptop with me all the time anymore. I do carry a hard drive that has everything I need on it, so I can use any computer that I have access to. But I do carry my tablet with me every single day, and it has been living in this pouch. Even though there is no back padding, it has been completely fine. It's not cracked, it's not scratched. I didn't feel like I was gonna break it at any point, but please be aware that the back side of the laptop sleeve is just the frame sheet. You can hear it. There is no padding here, but there is padding that faces the internal main body of the bag. Next, we have the pocket that I almost missed, and that would be this long zipper pocket here that has its own little internal pocket here. If we unzip the main body of the bag, you can see this is it right here. It kind of pleats out. It does take up room on the inside of the bag, so whatever you put in here will take up internal room. But if you wanted to stick like a water bottle in here, you do have a bit of separation. This is 500D, so if you are sticking like a water bottle inside this pocket, it may sweat and eventually will bleed inside the bag. So if you are going to do that, I recommend use a double-walled water bottle, so hot or cold, it's not going to sweat and it's not going to put condensation in the inside of your bag. But while we have the bag unzipped, let's dive into the main body of the bag. So we do have a little bit of a shelf here, so if we want to pack this bag loaded out, we don't have to worry about everything spilling out because the way the bag is designed. It is kind of standing up a bit on its own here, so you can pack this thing and don't have to worry about everything spilling out. We are losing a little bit of room for the QA pocket, for the side pocket, but overall we do have a fair amount of space inside this bag. Now, this is a 19-liter pack, and we do have these two big pockets here that Tad says fit a 32-ounce Nalgene. So if you're a thirsty fella, you can fit 64 ounces of water right here in these two pockets and keep yourself hydrated all day long. But if that's not your thing, they fit Skin Solution pound cakes very, very nicely there. And then in addition to these two Nalgene swallowing pockets, we do have this other liner pocket that does go all the way to the bottom. It is the full length of the bag. So please note though, there is a bit of a fold here. So what you stick in here, you are still gonna have about 2.5 inches or so of space, maybe 3 inches below this fold here. So if you put something big and rigid in this pocket, you will not be able to fully clamshell the bag. It will stop it from clamshelling because there is a fold point right here and pocket below it. But if you're EDCing this bag and you're like me, you're throwing your bills that you need to pay. So when that pocket's empty, it's actually a good thing. Well, maybe not a good thing. It means my bills are paid, but it also means my bank account is empty. Moving on past that, we have some Haplon hoops here. Then we have some up top on the inside of the bag. They're very hard to see here because they are black on black, and they're up underneath the QA pocket. And then we also have two more Haplon loops here at the bottom, so you can put any type of accessories inside this bag, mount them, hang them. You could put like a a hook and loop panel in here if you want, so you can mount accessories. Really, your options are almost endless for this bag. But the way this bag is designed and laid out, it would work out really, really well for a camera bag. You could fit a camera cube in there, you could fit maybe a drone in there, you could fit a mirrorless or DSLR in there, a spare lens, have some extra batteries, maybe some filters and stuff. Depending upon what camera cubes you use and how smart you are at the organization, you can fit quite a bit inside this bag. And being a professional corporate videographer for a very long time, I can say I personally prefer a clamshell style bag to keep my gear in. Yes, I do like a side access to get my actual camera with attached lens out, but when I'm kind of organizing my gear or swapping things out, I prefer a clamshell because I can lay it flat. I have full access to everything that I need. Everything is organized to me and everything's sectioned out so I can get what I need when I need it without having things droop or fall. So having a clamshell like this is a definite benefit. You can lay out all your gear. You know where everything is when you need it. So let's talk about this back panel here. It has this nice air mesh that is nice to the touch, also underneath each of the shoulder straps here. It has this nice, very generous center channel here, and I like that it flares out at the top and bottom here. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna help to move that hot air along and get it away from your body. Instead of having a single channel, it's kind of really letting it escape, especially at the top. As your hot air rises, it's going to kind of let it go out from away from your body. And I have found that it has been quite comfortable wearing this on the scooter to work because it has been incredibly hot. We've been in a heat wave. It's been in the like mid to high 80s to mid 90s. So basically every day I have been wearing and using this bag on the scooter while wearing a helmet and gloves and a jacket, and this has transferred the heat very, very nicely. And the foam in here was very, very comfortable to wear. And again, the straps, they broke in nicely. They have plenty of flex to them. They were very comfortable to wear. Once I dialed in the harness, I didn't feel like the harness was too wide. I did initially when everything was out. I had the straps kind of about where I wanted them, but I still felt like the harness was a little wide. But then when I played around with the load lifters a little bit, I dialed it in, and then the carry was just fine. So favorite features of this bag for me are going to be these zippers. I absolutely love these zippers. They're great. They operate phenomenally. I wish every bag had these Urtex zippers instead of regular AquaGuard zippers. These are amazing. I absolutely love them. Also, I love the material. This wax material, this is wax duck canvas. It's great. It's going to be very, very durable. I sold Carhartt for a very long time of my life, and that is duck canvas. I have beat the ever-loving hell out of duck canvas, and I can tell you duck canvas is a very, very durable material. Add some wax to it, you're going to make it more weatherproof, and you're also going to make it more durable. So waxed duck canvas, this thing's gonna hold up. This is like a lifer. I can probably beat the ever-loving hell out of this bag every single day for the next 10 years, and it's gonna take out some character. It's gonna age, which is another thing I really like wax for, because it ages and it takes on a lot of character and patina really nicely. But it's gonna age, it's gonna look really good, but I guarantee you I can continue to beat the hell out of this bag daily past that 10-year mark. So I have no doubt that the materials are going to hold up really, really well over time. Love the zippers, love the wax canvas. Once I dialed in this harness, it's very, very comfortable to wear. And if I'm walking out the door and I don't have it snapped, Hazel loves to snap my sternum strap for me. So in the morning when I have my backpack and my jacket on already and I give Hazel a hug and kiss goodbye, she comes over and she has to snap my sternum strap. So Hazel loves my sternum strap. And I will say the sternum strap, I did forget to mention this, the sternum strap itself is removable, so you can take that off if you don't want to use a sternum strap. If your daughter doesn't like to snap it closed for you to make sure your backpack and your jacket don't fall off while you're riding your scooter to work, you can remove that if you don't want it there. But Hazel likes to snap it for me. Really, I don't have anything bad to say. The only point of note was the harness felt a little wide, and someone else, a commenter, did notice that as well. But $395, I think it's worth every penny. You're getting an American-made bag. You're getting premium materials. You're getting waxed duck canvas that is going to last you forever. Triple Aught Design is a company that has been around for a while. They have a big name. They make more than just bags, and everything that I've heard from any other person that has used a TAD product, they absolutely love it. I know people that will just buy new TAD products because they love them so much, and this is my first TAD bag that I have used. Absolutely love it. I was blown away by how smart the design is, but yet it fits into this package that is very sleek and can blend into most situations. Now, I do have a bit of leeway what I can wear to work and what I carry to work. And yes, I will carry camouflage bags to work. I will carry very bright and loud bags to work, but that is not acceptable for everyone. But the Axiom X2 WX is a bag that you can take to most office settings, and it's going to blend in very, very well. And then you can go right out onto the trail, right onto the mission, and continue to use this bag. This bag is very, very versatile. Again, it has a lot of smart features that are built into it and very hidden. Take your tactical loops here. They're tucked away very smartly underneath that, incredibly easy to get at, but they hide and they're out of sight right away. Comfortable to wear, premium materials, cut and sewn in America. I honestly, I'm trying to find something to say bad about this bag because not everything is perfect, but honestly, this is pretty damn close to it. I'm very, very happy with it. It has performed phenomenally well for me. It functions exactly as it should, and zippers butter smooth from the second I unzip them. So overall, yeah, I got nothing bad to say about this bag. This is a dream. I absolutely love it. I don't really know what else to say besides if you're looking at one, snag one. It's worth it. It's worth every bit of $395. Now, you'll say, that sounds like a lot of money for a backpack. And you know what? It is. But you know what? There's also backpacks that cost a lot more than this. I have spent that and more on bags before. I have done custom bags. I have done bags that are cheaper than this. But you know what? This is worth the price point. I feel like what you're getting out of this bag, the materials, the quality, the craftsmanship is perfect. There's not a stitch out of place. Everything works exactly as it should right out of the box. I don't have to modify anything. Usually when I'm testing something, there's things I find that I want to modify, and I will do what I call non-destructive mods, something that I can do while I'm not removing, cutting, breaking anything in the bag. But usually there's something I will do or find that I can do, and sometimes I'll find a destructive mod where it's something I need to modify it, which I will do after the initial review because I use it as intended first. There's nothing I'm going to change about this. I don't have any non-destructive nor destructive mods I'm going to do to this bag. I like the way it's functioning. I like the way it's looking. I like the way it's working. It's holding up great. You can already see the front panel is taking a little bit of patina. We're getting some creases in there, a few scratches on the bag. And that's what I'm talking about. One of the reasons I love wax material. The more you use it, it's going to kind of mark up, it's going to scuff up, it's going to scratch up. You're going to get creases and folds, and you're going to see all of these different designs or patina forming in the material. And they're all going to be unique to the user. So I'm going to use this bag. It's going to look different than you using this bag. And that's what I love about heritage materials. They take on a character of their own, just like the user of the product. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and say, it's a great product. If you're thinking about it, snag one. I am very, very content with this product. I'm going to keep using this bag. Well, not right now. I'm going to move into the Tad Scout after this. But after that, once I'm done reviewing, I'm probably going to pop back into this bag for some time because it is a pleasure to use. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.